just thought I'd take a short break just to let you know about becoming a Breakout Bestie. So we've launched a brand new subscription service for the small businesses that need us in your pocket. So why do you need to become a Breakout Bestie? Well, it's just a monthly subscription that gives you access to us when you need us. There's a closed group where you can ask us any question you need. There's also an anonymous posting on, so if you've got clients in the same group, you can ask us anything and we'll get back to you. Sometimes that'll be a quick answer, other times it might be that we need a bit more of an in-depth chat. There'll also be posts and information on the latest trends, the latest strategies for social media, upcoming things from HMRC that you may have missed, just anything you need to make your life easier to run your business. You'll also have access to our client base and money off discounts and vouchers for various services we've got coming out. This is brand new, it's only just been launched, so have a look, go on our website under Besties and sign up soon. Do your business your way. So you might get inspired by another business. You might see what they do or how they do it, what posts they're putting out. Do it your way. It means no other business can do something in your style. Hi and welcome to Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. This podcast is specifically for business owners or wannabe business owners. Say you've got a side hustle, or you've got a passion for something and you think it'd be absolutely amazing, or you see people that do amazing things with their passions and what they enjoy doing. Well, you can do that. So please subscribe and we hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Hello and welcome to Breakout Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. Today's episode, we're going to talk all about how to cheat the algorithm without dancing awkwardly. So everyone talks about the algorithm. If your For You page or feed is anything like mine, it is constant people of saying how to figure out the algorithm, how to cheat the algorithms, like it's some dark art, what you're going to do. So today's episode, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that for your business, your account, or whatever you use social media for. Now, the first things first is think about how you use social media. How often do we talk like this and then you go on and you mention something like a new kitchen and all of a sudden you go on social media and all new kitchens come up? That, it is true, your phone's listening to you unless you've changed the settings. But also it's what you're Googling, what you're looking up, and whatever you're searching for, the algorithm will feed that towards you. So going down a bit of a dark alley in terms of where people have concerns, and if anyone's seen it, Instagram have bought out a new account for teenagers, that you can go down a bit of a dark thing of if you're searching for certain quotes, certain things that are of negative, the algorithm will push more of that towards you as well. However, the good news is, on the flip side of that, we can use it to our advantage. Now, no matter what social media platform it is, their priority is to keep you on the app for as long as possible. So if you think like Google, if you Google something, Google wants to be helpful. So again, how do you use Google? If you're searching for something, how often do you scroll past the sponsored posts and then look at the first websites that come up? And the same thing, best place to bury a dead body, page 2 of Google, because no one looks on page 2. Everyone wants to be on page 1 of Google. And the same thing of Instagram. You want to be on people's For You pages. You want to be on that search tab. You want to be, when I log into the app, the first post I see. But do you though? Because their ultimate goal is keeping me on the app for as long as possible, which means sharing and telling me things I want to know about. So if you flip it that way, you're actually relying on all of us, your current customers, your future customers, to be searching for what you do or talking about what you do, because that's actually going to make it come up on your phone. Now, again, going back to how you use it, and you'll notice this more and more now of what you search for, what you talk about, and what comes up. So in light of recent events, my feed is currently all about One Direction. I've looked at a couple of posts about news, what's happened, and all of a sudden Instagram has flooded my feed with current news, current updates, and everything about One Direction I can find. Pros and cons to that, it's things you want to see and things you really don't want to see. So you kind of have to filter out and swipe. So it might be that, and I haven't liked or engaged or commented on a post, but Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, whatever it is, it knows how many seconds that video post carousel, which is a number of posts, so you have to swipe through to look at lots of posts on one. Every social media account knows how long I've looked at it for. So even when you're not liking and engaging and commenting, the algorithm's taking all of that information to tailor that to exactly what I want to see and exactly what I'm interested in. So how do you fix this? How do you make your account come up on my feed? Well, number one, you might not want to. So we work with a lot of people in the wedding industry, and we've done a lot of work with various wedding suppliers to help them do exactly just that. Now, we can't do that for every single person because you don't want to do that for every single person. Those wedding suppliers don't want to come up on my feed. I'm already married. I'm not engaged. I'm not looking to get married. So I'm not their target market. So it's great, and this goes into the whole thing about being viral as well. If you go viral, fantastic. You will have an absolute moment of lots and lots of followers, lots and lots of views, comments, likes. However, you attract new followers, fantastic, but you also attract trolls. So dark side of social media, again, is you get people that have an opinion and will say quite negative things. We call them keyboard warriors. So you don't want to attract that because actually you can either block them, ignore them, and it depends on the volume they come in. But also you don't want to attract negativity, especially for your business. So yes, that's great. And we can, by all means, if you want to come in and learn how to go viral, I can give you some tips and tricks of how to do that. But you actually don't want to. Going viral isn't what it used to be. And the same, there is no point me seeing a wedding supplier video because I'm not your target market. However, on the flip side of that again, if you have gone viral and you've got all of these new followers, fantastic. I've got 10,000 followers, but they like me for that one post. They don't like me for all the other posts. And one of the things the algorithm looks at is how engaged your followers are with your posts. Because if your actual followers don't like your posts, why will anyone else like your posts? So what's the point of putting you on the For You page? So it's kind of like you're walking along this tightrope of what to post and when to post and how to post and get it out there. So it's really, really easy to understand why people just get overwhelmed and don't post. Happens so much. We speak to so many people who fall into that trap. However, there's a way of getting out of it, which is to post what you like posting. What does your business do? Talk about your business. So just post up if, for example, you're selling certain products. So say you're selling mugs. All you do is printed mugs. They might be personalised printed mugs. So what you do is post about mugs. You post about people drinking out their mugs, what designs you can do, what colours you can do, how they're made, a little behind the scenes, all about mugs, everything you put out of. And it's the same with no matter what your business is, you do exactly the same. You talk about exactly what you do. So this person who makes and prints personalised mugs, all of a sudden puts out a funny dog video. Great. That's nothing to do with your business. That's completely different and irrelevant to do with your business. That's when you lose it. You need the consistency of doing what you're doing. You might find that funny. Some of your followers might find you funny. It might be a viral video. It might go on. But people are going to follow you for dog content and pet content and animal content. And that's not what you want. So you need to absolutely be sick of posting about your own content. Because if you're not, you are not doing it enough. And when I mean sick, in terms of be proud, like what you put out there, but to the point you're like, oh, another mug, oh, I've got a different mug. So you're being excited behind it. You are consistently talking all about what you do. And this is where the most successful businesses work really, really well. Think about Audi and the whole Cuthbert the Caterpillar. How much they spoke about that. And I think if you look, they probably still post about it now, just to point the stick and wind M&S up. So it's just making sure you're consistently getting that out there, and don't dip away from it. The minute you dip away from it, because sorry to say, people are really fickle these days, you could lose a ton of followers overnight. You can lose that engagement and you lose your audience. You really need to be all in and consistently posting about what you do and what you enjoy. Because once you've built up that following, you'll build up those loyal followers. So when people are sat around talking about, oh, I need some new mugs for my office, they're going to think of you. And that's where you want to be, to consistently post and put those posts out there. So you're the number one person. You're that page one of Google and top of someone's list as soon as they think about what their product, that product or service is that you do. So you're tip of their tongue at all times, because they might not be your target audience. So this is when, if you're consistently posting, you might not show up on my feed. You don't want to show up on my feed. However, I'll still be aware of you. So I will have still seen your content somewhere. So again, I might know someone who's about to get married or engaged. And that's where other people will recommend you as well, because you've shared engaging content. So when you're being consistent with the posts, you can always repost and duplicate posts you've done before. Not within a week, not within a month, but about 3 months later. Because A, not everyone sees your posts. Unfortunately, your posts will not show to absolutely everyone every time. And B, people forget. You need to treat everyone as if they're a 6-year-old boy. They've got no attention span and they're quickly moving on to the next thing. So even if they have seen it, they might not have seen it and spent time and engaged on it. So you can redo it, and you can use the same, this way you can use the same photo. So you could just duplicate the photo and duplicate the information. On the flip side, you could reuse it with some wording across it or some other elements about it. So that's when you come into testing as well, what works best. And when you can look down, once you've done sort of 3 months of posting, you can go back and see. And Instagram and Meta and all of the social media accounts are really, really good at giving you insights. What works well? What was your most popular posts? Was it just a picture of the product, or was you a video of you drinking out of the mugs? Whatever it was, redo it with a slightly different product, slightly different style. You only have to amend it really, really slightly. So you're not inventing the wheel and not having to think about brand new content over and over and over again. So how do you start and decide what content to put out there? Have a look at other people. Who else does similar? Who else works well? So for us in our co-working space, we immediately looked for, before we opened, content from co-working spaces in Australia. And we got inspired by that. We didn't directly copy it, but we just got inspired by it. So it wasn't a co-working space down the road. We didn't directly copy anyone, but just to get that inspiration. Because if someone's already out there doing that, see what works well for them, what style of posts, whether it is a post, a carousel or a video, whether their stories get loads of engagement, what works well for them. So have a look through, because people are already doing that. Just a tiny bit of market research, so you're not just posting blindly, will make a huge difference for you when you know what to post and what to put out there. So then go back to how you use it. What do you search for? What are you looking at? Because that will tell you a bit about what you want to put out there and what other people look at, what's popular, what's trending. And it might be that if there is a trending post or a trending reel or a trending audio, think about how you can use that to your business. If it's just the audio with a bit of B-roll, then fine, put that out of your business. I've done it before. And I will get 2,500 views as opposed to 400 views. Massive, massive difference. Because if you look at Adam Mazuri's account and you look at what Instagram for Business and Instagram for Creators put out, they tell you what to do. They tell you what's popular. So follow those accounts, because they will turn around and say, it's the shares and it is the engagement. So you'll want to put out share-worthy content. So that's why a lot of people put tag a friend in this, send to a friend, save this for later. All those call to actions help bring your account up, because it shows that people really love your account. And going back to the original point of social media companies want to keep you on their app as long as possible. Well, if someone sends me something to look at, I'm going to spend more time on there. And same, I am being brought to the account. So if you have your notifications on and someone tags you in something or sends you a post, it then brings you to the app to then, even when you weren't on it. And then they'll have a look at how long you're staying on there, what you're looking at. And again, goes back to us. How do we use it? So you want to be, really importantly, putting out really good content. So then the pressure is on of really good content. So decent photos, decent videos, all high quality. You don't want to put a blurry video out there. You don't want to think about the audio and the background. You don't have to, but I'm not saying spend hours on it. We're not putting out hour-long videos or half-hour-long podcasts to people. This is a few seconds and an absolute snapshot. So if you can take a little video, chop it up so you're using just a little bit, put some trending audio behind it, maybe put some text on it, simple. But all of it needs to be absolutely related to your service, your business, your product, because there's no point putting something out there. Again, going back to the funny dog video, if you're not selling anything to do with dogs, not worth putting out there, because you will attract people. And the algorithm it's kind of evolving, so it will completely stunt it and think, hang on a second, what are they putting out there? Because not only is your video or picture being analysed, your caption and the text on your video is being analysed as well. So it will automatically put you into this group of, this is what they do. So if something goes up when it's searching through, so if I search for personalised mugs, that's where they're going to go and put you up. Oh, this account's mentioned this 100 times, whereas this account that's mentioned it once, it's not going to be as useful. So people won't stay and scroll for as long. So just be aware of that and see what works and what doesn't work. Again, going back to, once you've posted something a few times and put a few posts out there, then completely see what works, look at the insights of what people like and don't like, and redo what people like. Again, as well as that, don't get confused or overwhelmed with how often you need to post or what time you need to post, the best time of day, best day of the week. Absolute rubbish. The ideal for what you want to do is post when you have content and something to talk about. Don't think, oh, I've got to post every single day. You will see accounts that have posted every single day. Brilliant. If you've got the content and you want to grow your account that way, and you've got a variety, maybe you do a whole shop full of products, so you could put a different product out every single day. Absolutely fine. Not a problem whatsoever. It's when people are posting for the sake of posting. People realise, you think yourself, if you're looking for something, if the effort's not in there, the chat's not really in there, you can see they're like, oh, I've got to get something out, I better post. I would say post a minimum of once a week, and this is actual posts I'm talking about, so reels, posts, carousels. Because on the other side of that, how often do you look for someone says, oh, look for a service, for example, go and use that company. You look, their Facebook page, they haven't posted in 3 months. Oh, they've gone then, they're bust. Unfortunately, as much as this is a pet hate of mine, if it's not on social media, it's not true and it's not happening. And the same goes for businesses nowadays. If you're not on social media, and I'm including Google My Business in this, and you've not posted, you've not updated your opening hours maybe on there, you've not updated photos on any of your social media accounts or your website, people automatically think, oh, they've gone. So if you think you're a restaurant in a village, say there's 2 restaurants that do exactly the same, say 2 Italian restaurants, you're researching both of them, which one are you going to go for? Are you going to be the one that's posted in the last week or the one that's not posted in 3 months? Same for customer reviews. Are you going to go for the one with lots of customer reviews or none? So just have a think about what you're putting out there and how often, because this is where consistency is key. Doesn't matter if it's every day, it can be once a week, as long as it's consistent. And then that goes behind the scenes for stories. Now, stories disappear within 24 hours. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be as good quality, but have a think and put what stories up. So you see when you're flicking through and those stories that have got lots and lots of text on, what do? You push down on your screen and you hold to read the story. Again, I've still not engaged with that post in terms of I've not liked it, I've not shared it, I've not commented to send that person a message, but the algorithm knows I've looked at that story for longer than normal. I've not just flicked past it. So next time you open Instagram, for example, you'll notice the stories at the top. They'll see that the people that you've read had those long texts on. You'll see theirs first, no matter when they last posted. And this is the same for posts. If I've posted in the last week, but you love the mug company and have liked and engaged and looked at their post more, and they actually post 2 weeks ago, and you've not seen it, the algorithm will send you their most recent post because it's like, oh, they loved them last time, we're going to show them first. Because again, going back to, they want you to spend more time on the app, so you will always be fed things you love and have interacted with more. And as I say, interaction means holding to read and spending a bit more time on those posts. So just have a play around and think about it, because it might be something more. And the same with talking through stories. So they're like mini videos on your stories. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. They disappear. So when I'm saying about high quality content, not so much on stories, because they disappear in 24 hours. Put things up as you think about it, as your day goes by. And people love behind the scenes content. So it's where you can do a bit more. So not just posting about your product or your personalized mug, but how are they made? What's behind the scenes? What is your story in terms of why did you make them? Why did you get into that business? So put that all on your stories, because you can save it in your highlights as well. So things that are really popular, save on your highlights. So you think as your profile on any social media platform, make sure it's got about you, your bio, and just really simply what you do and why people should follow you on all the platforms. Really, that's where you really get a chance to sell yourself. Say if you're doing a stand or a craft fair or a promotion, an expo, that should be that first chat on that stand. That should be exactly what's on your profile. So it's on your bio. So when people come to visit you, that's what they see about. So all of that for good quality content and looking at other people's or getting inspired by other people's and doing it. The most important thing, which should be absolute top of your list, is to do it your way. So do your business your way. So you might get inspired by another business. You might see what they do or how they do it, what posts they're putting out. Do it your way. It needs, no other business can do something in your style. We helped out a celebrant, Ceremonies by Ruth, just about to been nominated for another award, so go check her out. She came in to talk about reels. So we discussed doing reels Ruth's way. So for what I did or do at the time was funny reels. So I might mime over something or point or just have the music. So I do a mix of talking. Now Ruth is a celebrant, so the important thing she does is talk. So to get her voice across and her tone across and how she is and her personality, because it's really, really important. If you think you're having a celebrant at your wedding, the most important day of your life, you want to know what kind of style that person is. So Ruth decided to just talk, and if you go and follow her, she's Ceremonies by Ruth on Instagram, and you'll get a feel for her videos, which is talking about the weddings and saying congratulations to people. So everything you'd find. So instantly you get a massive love for Ruth of what she does and how she is. So this is where it's really, really important, because she didn't feel comfortable jumping around and miming and doing this, but it would not have suited her and her brand, and really, really important to get her across. So, and the same, I will do talking videos now. I do much more little snippets and shares, because it's evolved and our target audience and people, viewers, have evolved. So you have to be considerate of that as well. But have a look, but do what you feel comfortable with. Do not see a trend of a dance if it's completely irrelevant, and you will be so uncomfortable. So if you see a trending dance track and what you're going to do, don't jump on the dancing. If you're going to be uncomfortable, if it doesn't suit your business or service or product, don't do it. you'll see other people doing it. And if you think, oh, do you know what, really inspired, I can go all in on this, we can do some dancing mugs around, 100%. If that's your tone and your branding and the way you are, 100% do it and jump on that trend. But there will be trends that just are not suitable for you. And people can tell if you don't feel comfortable and if it doesn't suit. Again, going back to the funny dog video out of nowhere, it'll be the same. Funny dancing video, just because it's trending, again, you just attract the wrong people and it loses what your account is about. So that's where it's really, really important to do everything your way. So whilst being yourself and doing all of that content, the main aims are to educate and entertain people. So whatever you're talking about, whatever your product is, whatever your service is, go with the aim to educate or entertain people. People don't go on social media to go, buy this, buy another one, please buy from me. No one wants to see that. No one's going to share on that. But if you talk about what you do, how you do it, how things are made, with a bit of entertainment, if you want to make it funny, if you're going down the professional vibe of making it entertaining in terms of just they call it edutaining, but explaining to people but it needs to suit how you are. There is nothing worse than being all dancey and funny on social media, and then they're going to walk into your office and that's not what they get. You need to portray on social media exactly what it's like in real life, because then you get the customer service and the consistency, so people know what to expect. Because as well, if you can use your and the team's faces so they know who they're coming into, which comes into partly the entertainment part as well, because the team can do it. If you're not comfortable doing it, the team can do it as well. So just have a think and a look around, because as well, if you think about social media, that's what the algorithm likes. People want to learn, they want to know more and more. So maybe do a bit more to find out and educate them, but leave them guessing. No one's going to do exactly what you tell them to do, but it just gives a bit of education into what you do and how you can help them and why they need your product or service of what you're buying. So I hope that helps in terms of how you can cheat the algorithm a bit more. So if you enjoyed that, or you know someone that's struggling with social media, please share this episode with them. But also, we're doing a free with Farley 15 minutes, so they can come in or do it online and spend 15 minutes with me to just talk about and give them some hints and tips, which then we can go through and find out what they really need and what value for money they might need from our services as well. So just send them this, and if someone you know really wants to cheat the algorithm, then send them this episode as well. And if you can, subscribe and leave us a review for this. It means the absolute world to us, because for a small company and a small podcast like this, it makes a huge difference. So thanks for listening, and have a look through, because we've done plenty of episodes on social media, and let us know what you think. Thanks for listening to this episode. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please share with a friend who you think needs a bit of help with starting a business, or even their small business which they've already got going. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, which always helps a small business or small podcast like us. And check the show notes. We all have everything in there relating to the episode which you might need, might want to read, and links to anyone we've interviewed and certain subjects we've spoken about. And thanks for listening.